Hello, this is Clemmy Games and welcome to a first look at Blazing Beaks, a top-down roguelite featuring a variety of birds developed by Applava and released into Steam Early Access in November 2017. For disclosure, I received this game for free. Being in Early Access, there are several key features that are missing from this version of the game, but in essence, this is a top-down roguelite in the style of something like Enter the Gungeon or Nuclear Throne. In its current state, it is missing a story setup as well as some tooltips and explanations, but this could be a design choice typical of roguelites, of leaving certain things obscured for the player to discover on their own. Do also note that while there are multiplayer and co-op modes, this video will only focus on the single player. Before starting a run, you are able to choose your character, of which there are 5 so far, which are a duck, a chicken, a parrot, a platypus, or a bluebird, which I have no idea what it is supposed to be. These have their own unique starting weapons, health, and abilities, such as the duck having a bulletproof shield, the parrot with the blast slide, or the platypus having the loot master trait, which I presume will result in more frequent item drops. However, no explanation is given to the abilities, and based on the control options, there doesn't seem to be a button to activate these as well, which leads me to think that these abilities will trigger under certain scenarios in-game. You spawn into the level through a trapdoor, but unlike the Binding of Isaac or Enter the Gungeon, where you transition from one room to the next, the placement of the trapdoor is random, which meant that anytime I spawned into a map, it was a frantic scramble to look for my character. Combat is your typical shooter fare, with there being infinite ammo for your gun. The enemy designs are fantastic, and I simply love the pixel art here. The turnips in particular do stand out, so pleasant all around. However, the game is really tough to the point of being unfair. For example, since I played mostly with the duck, I had 4 starting HP, with health and coin drops being rather rare occurrences. Initially, since I did not have a feel for the enemies, there is an acid-zipped enemy in the first swamp area that leaves a pool of acid when killed, and walking into this results in 1 damage. The invisible frog fires projectiles which do 2 damage, and the same goes for explosive eggs left by spawners when they are shot. Walking into enemies results in 1 damage, while the tongue attack from the first boss does 2, so as you can imagine, dying in this game is a pretty frequent occurrence. The most interesting thing about Blazing Beaks is the duality of artifacts and items. The former are pickups which actually impose a penalty on you, such as the green crystal, which decreases weapon damage by 30%, or the toxic substance, which triples acid or smoke damage taken. In turn, if you manage to play with the penalties until you reach a shop, these artifacts can then be exchanged for an item which confers positive benefits. Thus far, I have not seen another method to obtain these positive items, so the idea of penalizing players first in exchange for a reward later is pretty clever in my opinion, and I hope to see the developer get the balance right for this. You can also purchase new weapons from the shops, and these seem to be a pretty significant jump in power. I liked the chain lightning gun in particular, but one aspect which could use tweaking is how the weapons are presented. Essentially, going into a shop results in 3 weapon options being available, with previously bought weapons showing up as coloured in, while the rest are silhouettes, but the same weapon can have different prices, which I thought was a weird choice. Yes, there is something to the randomness in roguelites, but I personally don't think that it should be in this aspect. Finally, the developers are aiming for up to 3 times more content than what is currently available, with more areas, weapons, items, artifacts, enemies, bosses, and secrets, with at least 6 months of early access development. I hope to see some progression system being introduced, so here's wishing the developer all the best moving forward. Anyway, that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you like. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.